LEGO Star Wars rumors and leaks have been going crazy recently, so I thought now would be a perfect time to make a video on every set that we know of for 2025. Obviously, in a few weeks, we have the January wave, which has 6 amazing sets that I can't wait for. But looking forward to what we don't have any images for right now is the May wave, starting off with the first of 2 Andor sets with the brand new U-Wing. This is going to be set 75399, the U-Wing, and it will retail for $80. And as I just mentioned, it will be based off of Season 2 of Andor. This is going to have 594 pieces, and it will include 5 minifigs. And right now, we aren't exactly sure what those 5 minifigs are, but I think it would be pretty safe to assume that we can get a new Andor fig, and maybe 1 or 2 stormtroopers, but that's all just up in the air and me guessing. The next set for the May wave is a bit disappointing in my opinion with the buildable Star Wars logo. Marvel is releasing or has released one, depending when you're watching this video, in January, and it retails for $100. Now that does include a number of minifigs, but I still feel the Marvel logo is overpriced. The Star Wars logo is rumored to retail between $60 and $80 and not include any minifigs, which is absurd. I personally feel that the Marvel logo should have been in this price point with those minifigs, and the Star Wars logo with no minifigs should have been somewhere around $40. I just don't see how this set sells well, and I expect it to be on a pretty steep discount in just a few months. Additionally, in May, we have the return of the very hyped helmet line. We have 2 helmets as of now rumored for May, with a third on the way at some point. Will that be May? We don't know yet, but that is going to be set 75408, the Jango Fett helmet, set 75415, the Kylo Ren helmet, and those 2 are going to be coming out in May. But the third helmet that we know of but don't have a release date is going to be the AT-AT driver helmet with an unknown release date. These helmets are all expected to be $70, which is nothing unusual as we saw with the recent helmets with Commander Cody, Captain Rex, the Leia Bausch helmet, so it's great to have the helmet line back. But with the helmet line returning, LEGO had to get rid of the diorama line, which... will that be the end of the diorama line for good? Who knows? They did say that about the helmet line, and well, just a few years later it has returned, but I'm super excited for these helmets. I feel that Star Wars ended the helmet lines prematurely, and now that it's back, there are plenty more helmets that fans have really wanted that we will be able to get now. I'm hoping in the future we can get a Bo-Katan and Sabine helmet. I think those are 2 that fans really want, as well as some more clone helmets like Fox, like Fives. All of our favorite clone troopers I think would be awesome, especially getting a wave of Bad Batch helmets will be something that LEGO needs to do. LEGO is really going all in with the buildable characters this year because set 75416 will be a buildable chopper for $100. This is expected to be in scale with the recent R2-D2 that we had that was also $100, but this won't include any exclusive minifig. It's only going to include a chopper droid, just like we saw the R2-D2 include a R2-D2 minifig. But the R2-D2 was $100 and had a Darth Malak fig celebrating the 25th anniversary of Star Wars. So my only thing is, while this chopper is retailing for $100, it's not going to include an extra minifig, which I feel LEGO should have made this $90. I felt that would have been more acceptable rather than keeping it to a $100 price point but not having anything extra in there. But at the end of the day, I have been someone who has wanted a buildable chopper, and I'm very happy we're going to be getting one. So I would rather have one than not have one. And arguably the most anticipated set of the year is set 75408, the UCS Jango Fett Slave 1. This is rumored to retail for $300 and having 2,970 pieces. If we go back just a few years to 2015, we had the UCS Boba Fett Slave 1, and that retailed for $200. And it had just underneath 2,000 pieces. If we take that $200 price point and convert it to today's money, that will give us around a price point of $265. And the minifigures are a big topic of discussion. The Jango Slave 1 is only going to have a Jango Fett minifig and a young Boba minifig, which I'm super excited for. The last time we had a Jango Fett minifig was in 2017 with the Obi-Wan Kenobi Jedi Starfighter with hyperdrive, and 2017 is way too long for us to be waiting for another Jango fig. Well, the last time we had a Jango Fett Slave 1 was in 2002, so that is a crazy long time between these sets, but I think a lot of people are going to be focused on the price and the value, while the Boba Fett Slave 1, you get more minifigs and you get that awesome Han Solo and Carbonite, while the Jango Fett one, you only get 2. But at the same time, the piece count has changed and it's way more. So my one thing is I really hope that the Jango Fett Slave 1 and the Boba Fett Slave 1 are both the same size, because they are the same ship, just different colors. So I really hope LEGO keeps them at the very least a very similar scale with one another, but I'm so excited for this. The summer wave is where things start to get a little bit crazy as we go to June, and we have set 75400, the Plo Koon microfighter. That was originally thought to be a starfighter, but now we have more details that it will be a microfighter, and LEGO missed out on a golden opportunity. They have the ARC 170 in January. You could have released a new Plo Koon starfighter, and you have the perfect sets to go together on shelves. But the minifigs are obviously going to be Plo Koon, and it's going to have R7D4, but only the astromech droid's head. Another set that I don't really think anyone's too excited for was 75411, the Darth Maul mech. I'm really not sure who's buying these mechs. I mean, if you really want the fig, I think it's a fine way to get them, but the mechs themselves, I don't think are all too popular, and with this Darth Maul mech, they're probably going to use the same bad Darth Maul from the Sith Infiltrator. LEGO, why aren't we making Darth Maul with pupils? It's really concerning that this is the way that we've been seeing minifigs going, not just with Maul, we have Palpatine, there's been Ezra, so many figs are being made without pupils, and I just don't like that one bit. Things do look a little brighter with June when we have set 75412, our first battle pack of the year with the Death Trooper and Night Trooper battle pack for $20, and the side build will be a small patrol gunship. And this is really exciting. We are going to be getting more Night Troopers, and that's something that fans really want ever since the Duel Imperius set when we had an awesome Night Trooper there. So we're going to be getting more of those, some Death Troopers, what I would assume to be a really cool side build. And this set had a lot of changing pieces with it, as we thought that Captain Enoch was going to be in it. Then we quickly found out that Enoch was not going to be included. And then it became a Death Trooper and Night Trooper battle pack. So I'm super excited for this one, as I've said before. So I can't wait to see this on shelves. Easily, I think, a day one buy. Things really ramp up in August with set 75413, the UTAT. Rumored with 813 pieces for $150. This price per piece ratio is absolutely atrocious, but that could very well still change, as this is still a fairly new rumor, and we have wanted a UTAT forever now, and it is finally happening. There are a few things I really want to see in this set. Obviously, a Commander Bakara, I think that's a must. We need to have multiple Galactic Marines and Ki-Adi-Mundi. If you have all those figs in this set, it's going to be very hard for it to fail. And a set that has this much fan demand behind it and potentially such a really bad price per piece ratio. Not that price per piece is everything. Not that I care too much about it. I just don't see a way that LEGO really drops the ball with this set. And I think that it leaves the door open for a Galactic Marine battle pack in 2026 or 2027, which would be phenomenal. Set 75414, the $50 turbo tank, is probably the most questionable rumor on this list, and I am not so sure that it is actually going to be a turbo tank. There has been conflicting reports between a turbo tank and another set for Rebuild the Galaxy Season 2. While right now a majority of people are saying this is going to be a clone turbo tank, I personally feel that this will be a Rebuild the Galaxy Season 2 set. If we look in the past years when LEGO has released a clone turbo tank, nothing has been as low as $50, and I just don't think LEGO could put out a good clone turbo tank for $50 with minifigs. I think it would just be a huge flop. This just seems like a Rebuild the Galaxy set because, as we know, Rebuild the Galaxy, it's kind of like a meme show in a way when you have funny builds, and it just seems like a Rebuild the Galaxy type of theme. Maybe a Rebuild the Galaxy turbo tank that will have some features of other ships, and maybe it's much smaller. Who knows? There's so many moving parts with this one that I don't really feel too confident right now penciling it in as a clone turbo tank. I am going to say I'm around a 20% on the confidence meter of a clone turbo tank. But set 75417, the UCS ATST, well, not technically UCS, but pretty much UCS ATST, is another set that I'm a little bit skeptical of it being a ATST, or at the very least for $200. I think this has much more of a chance of being an ATST than the $50 clone turbo tank does. But if we go back and we see the ATST from 2006, that was $80. In today's money, that would be around $125. That model did not include any minifigs. I would expect this ATST for $200 to include 2 minifigs with Chewbacca and an ATST pilot, or maybe it'll include 2 ATST pilots and a Chewbacca. So let's say 2 or 3 minifigs. And I'll say each minifig for a set like this will add $10 of value to the set, because if we look at the TIE Interceptor from the 2024 May release, that set was $230 with only 1 minifig, while the UCS set before, being Luke's Landspeeder, was $240 with 2 minifigs. So that is why I am of the mindset of, for these bigger scale sets, LEGO is going to make each minifig $10 worth of value. So let's just say this set has 2 minifigs in it, $125. Let's just round it up to an even $130. We add the 2 minifigs, and that will be $150. Where does the other $150 come from? Could it be the amount of pieces they increase it? Could it be a bigger model? Maybe. And I could be talking crazy right now with everything I'm saying, and I can look back on this and be like, what the heck was I saying? But just as of now, with everything that we know, I really have a hard time believing that it is going to be a $200 ATST unless they include some side builds and have maybe 5 minifigs. But we know LEGO is pretty reliable when releasing a set in this upper $160 to $200 price range at some point over the summer for their premier summer set. But August stays on a hot streak with set 75430, the buildable Ewok, for $90, and set 75434, a buildable K2SO, for $90, which that is going to be the second Andor set. So I'm super excited with that, to have R2, Chewbacca, C-3PO, Chopper. This new buildable character line that LEGO has been working really hard on is coming together extremely nice. What a wonderful sub-theme LEGO has with that. Our second battle pack is with set 75431, the 327th Star Corps battle pack, and it's going to have 258 pieces, but a $40 price tag is a bit concerning. What exactly could LEGO include in a battle pack to make it $40? This isn't like the mashup battle pack we had last year. That was basically 2 battle packs in one to be $40. That made more sense than this. Is a 327th battle pack going to have that many more figs? Or is LEGO going to keep it 3 or 4 clone troopers, a couple droids, and really try jacking up that price to make us spend $40 on a battle pack with a side build? I really don't know. I hope not. I hope that either this price is wrong or LEGO is going to be giving us a lot more than we are expecting, with a ton of clones, a ton of side builds, some battle droids. Who knows exactly what's up their sleeve, but it's hard to imagine battle packs being $40 consistently. Seems a little steep. Rounding off August is set 75435 and new MTT. It's going to be $150, and there is real potential for a Clone Wars blue and white color scheme, though that is not confirmed. There has just been some subtle hints thrown around that we have seen, and there has been a large talk about a Clone Wars MTT, because LEGO is infamous recently for doing some of these, I'll say, not as well known or more niche type of sets. Just recently, we had the Coruscant Guard gunship, which is another form of a gunship, and I thought that was really cool for LEGO to do that. The other MTTs have all been the standard brown that we've seen in episode 1. So let's do something a little bit different here. I'm pretty pumped for this one. I think that this is once again a true contender for set of the year. There's a lot riding on this set. And we move on to October with a historic set with set 75419, the UCS Death Star, for $1,000. This is going to be a groundbreaking moment for LEGO once it's officially revealed. Everyone's going to be talking about it. $1,000 Death Star, the most expensive LEGO set ever made, and I don't think there was any other way for LEGO to have their first ever $1,000 set than with the Death Star. I don't exactly know what there is going to be included in this set to make it $1,000. I'm sure there's going to be panels. I'm sure there's going to be tons of rooms. There needs to be anywhere between 30 and 40 minifigs, I feel. Hopefully between 35 and 37. I think that would be the point where fans would be, yeah, that's a good amount of minifigs, but you know, the more the merrier. So there's so much I want to say about this set, but I'm going to have to make an entirely different video about that, because I don't want this to turn into me talking about my wants and needs for the Death Star. I'm going to do a whole nother thing with that, but yeah, I'm pumped for this one. Easily a day one buy. It's going to be crazy, and this still feels like a dream. It doesn't feel real that LEGO is giving us a $1,000 Death Star. We wanted a new UCS Death Star for a while now. Will it be the Death Star 1? Will it be the Death Star 2? That is to be determined. We have no clue on any of that right now. It's going to be a crazy year for 2025. The pieces are all falling together. We know what some sets are going to be. We're still waiting on some confirmation on others. So let me know in the comments what you think about everything. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more LEGO content, and I'll see you in the next one.